And what has been discussed a lot online is, of course, baby Alexis. We have her mother, Sandra Phiri, here. Happy Women's Day, Sandra.
Thank you.
Good to have you in studio.
Thank you.
Morning, Sandra.
Happy Women's Day, Sandra.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you here as well. Sandra, how's our baby doing? That's our baby, you know that.
Because it takes a community.
That's our baby.
That's
You
right.
made her ours.
Thank you. She's actually doing so much better.
Oh.
Yes, she was admitted last week from
Okay.
Monday, and we only got discharged on Thursday. So yes, because as you know, she can't feed on her own, so she's using a feeding tube. So the feeding tube has kind of overstayed. She's only supposed to have had it for about 8 weeks, but
Okay.
this is like 1 year, 4 months later.
Oh.
Wow.
She still has it, yes,
Okay.
because we're having issues with the fans. And then obviously COVID also happened, and she's very high risk because she has a heart problem and everything going on with her. But she is so much better. So she was not able to breathe at the time, but now her breathing has stabilized, and she gets a little bit restless here and there because of too much medication, because they had to increase even antibiotics and whatnot. But yeah, now she's better.
Now, how would you describe the condition that baby Alexis is currently facing?
Well, it's called a brain injury. So this was something very foreign to me, because having had her have a heart problem and then seeing her being managed with medication, when they told me she has an injury to her brain, I said, okay, so what type of medication is she supposed to be on?
Yeah.
So then they said, no, with brain injury, there's no medication. So everything that she has lost, we hope she just gains back as time goes on, because what happens is once the brain is injured, it actually never heals, according to what most neurologists say. But obviously through research and everything, the moment she was in ICU, because she was medically in a medically induced coma for about a month, I just kept on doing my research, just trying to look for, is there a child out there who's been in a similar situation, and what help did they get? And I did manage to come across a little girl by the name of Eden, yes, from the States, and she drowned. And just like Alexis, her heart had stopped. And when they later on managed to resuscitate her and wake her up, she had lack of oxygen to her brain, hence causing brain injury. But they did find an alternative therapy called hyperbaric oxygen therapy. So the parents took her for this therapy. It's like a very big chamber that has 100% concentrated oxygen. So most hospitals use it, but for things like cancer and whatnot, and even just to heal wounds. But there's this doctor who found a way to heal the brain, because what causes the brain to get injured is lack of oxygen. So he found a way to give oxygen to the brain in certain doses, directly, and then it starts to eventually heal the brain. So right now, Eden is 100% back to how she was.
Okay,
She's running, she's climbing trees and doing everything.
Wow.
So I was so inspired when I saw that. But obviously, I managed to get in touch with the doctor. I had consultations with him, sent him Alexis' reports, and he said, you're from far off, and this therapy is quite expensive, and looking at the type of injury your child has, it's quite big, because it affected every part of her brain. So he said she would need to have this chamber, like, so you guys just buy it, so she can keep on having this therapy. You will eventually start to see the results. It might take time, but eventually you will start to see the results. Yes, so obviously the time it was hard because the money and everything, but then after some time I just made up my mind and said, hey, let me put my story out there. You never know who can help.
You know what, Sandra, you are a very strong woman.
Absolutely.
You are a very strong woman, and we thank God for you. Like, I'm a mother here where I am, and you won't believe what I've just learned from you. Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna go on about it, it will take forever. But we thank God for you and your strength.
Thank you so much.
We do.
And baby Alexis, and an amazing young girl there fighting through odds.
She's such a fighter.
We do have Team 5FM joining us as well. I'm glad they've managed to catch up with this story. You were about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm so happy that you realized you had the power of social media in your hands. So they always say, when there's a problem, look at what you have in your hands. And you had social media in your hands, and we are so grateful to you for showing us how we can help. A lot of people in Zambia want to help, want to do something to make a difference, but people like you who have the strength to say, listen, in this moment I'm vulnerable and I need help.
Exactly.
And I'm so happy that you did that.
Thank you.
And we are all rooting for you. We are
Yeah.
all rooting
So
for
much.
Alexis.
Yeah.
And that strength, honey, you've inspired so many
Very true.
mothers and fathers out there
Absolutely.
with your story.
Absolutely. And look, it continues to be told. And once again, I'm really humbled by the response. We've got Cecilia and Zach on 89.9 Lusaka and 94.1. Are you getting us loud and clear there?
Yes, we are. And good morning, everybody in the studio.
And
Morning,
how
guys.
inspired are you, Zach, by these amazing ladies that have shared their stories at several levels? And we've got so much to learn from including women in these conversations and just also shutting up for a day and hearing what they have to say, right?
Yeah, quite inspiring indeed. And it's good to see how women are actually taking that very responsible role in our lives. And that story of our child, very inspiring indeed. And the mother has been very courageous, and she's kept her faith that the child will be well again, and there you are,
Yeah.
and we are grateful for that.
Absolutely. And Cecilia, I know you've also been following this story on social media. And before I get your comments, I'd like to find out from you, Sandra. So how far are we with the funds that need to be raised? What's the figure we're looking at, and how can people contribute to making sure that baby Alexis has hope?
Okay, so as of this morning, we have actually managed to get past our target.
Hey! All right, that's all I needed to hear. The champagne. That's all I needed to hear.
More reason to
Bring the
pop
champagne
up.
now.
Oh, that is great.
It is
That's
good news, and it's such a
amazing.
relief. I was in
That's
awe. Like, I
awesome,
didn't
guys.
believe it.
Oh,
I didn't think
great.
it was going to happen, but we have. We're still, like I had mentioned before, Alexis needs a lot of care.
Yeah.
She's on a lot of medication for her heart and to also prevent seizures, because that's one of the things that comes with brain injuries. And then also we're hoping, the chamber I did talk about, we're hoping to see if we can get it
Sure.
and see what this will do, not only for Alexis, but if this alternative therapy works for her, there's other kids I think who can also
Yeah.
benefit from
Very
this.
true.
because
That's
there's
incredible.
So many,
Awesome.
Yes,
That's
there's so
incredible.
many kids who are in similar situations like Alexis, and so so we're still receiving help. Any type of help that you are able to give, we're still receiving. Alexis has an account, so it's an FNB account. You're able to directly deposit into her account. I can give out the account number.
Yes.
Okay, so the account number is 62753694 That's for Alexis' personal FNB account. And then my phone number, which is 0969 747757, is linked to an FNB account. So you're able to, I'm able to receive
pay
pay
to
to
sell.
sell,
Great.
and also I'm able to get e-wallets using that money. And then we also have Airtel. People can also help using Airtel money. We have Alexis's grandmother's number that we're using for Airtel. So that's 0974 017859. If that one, because we're kind of having a cap there,
Yeah.
it's being limited as to how many transactions we can have there. There's an alternative that can be used as well. So thank you so much for the help. And
This is incredible. So many people are commenting and just saying, this is going to show how testify Zambia's goodness, Zambia's social media goodness,
done,
which is
guys.
very nice.
Well done, guys.
Everyone is really excited online, just saying congratulations.
We're
And
equally excited.
Yeah.
We need to get that tube changed so she can't get infections anymore, and that will help her, because the more infections she gets, the more sick she gets, the more seizures she gets, and the more seizures she gets, the more injury it's causing to her brain.
Yeah.
So now at least we're getting in talks with the doctor and saying, look, we want to come.
Yeah.
Let us know when we can come through. So thank you so much, Zambia. It's just been so overwhelming, the help. Like, I don't feel alone anymore. Being a single mom, I felt alone for.
Yeah.
I know, and if we're going to talk about social media, Sandra, and just how some people have been abusing it. Look at what it's done right now. If we're going to look at the positives of social media. So before we let you go, Sandra, just your word of advice when it comes to social media, and just how you can put it to good use.
I think like Lulu had mentioned, it's about using what you have, and I think it's high time we as Zambians start to uplift each other.
True.
Because there's obviously a lot of cyberbullying and everything, but we can, just as help has been found for my little girl Alexis, we can continue to do that, not only for Alexis but for so many other people, not even just financially, even just prayers and the encouragement and the support. It does go a long way when you're going through something. All of those comments you get to see. So if it's stuff that's breaking you down, if it's negative talk, it will get to you to a certain degree. So people just really have to understand that there is power in social media, and you have to be careful what you say, what you post, because you never know how it's going to affect someone out there.
All right.